So I was originally going to put this at the end of my Town 104 Guns video, but it ended up going on for an extremely long time, so I thought we'd just sit down, have a relaxed video, chill out with some music in the background, and I'm going to explain literally everything that Black Ops 6 Zombies has to offer according to the new launch comms intel. So round-based overview and recap, 2 round-based maps at launch, a third arriving before the end of the year, which is massive, can't wait for that. Only a few months to go. They're basically giving a giant overview of what the game entails and has to offer. So the biggest thing being Liberty Falls. Since the debut of early gameplay footage at COD Next back in August, the Zombies team at Treyarch has continued to iterate on the look, feel, and sound of Liberty Falls to crank up the map's creepiness factor. And just judging by the pictures, it does look a lot more atmospheric now. I know all they've really done is just kind of make it a bit gloomier, but they've really they've added a perfect amount of fog and still kept the color there. Like you've got the purple mist and dark ethery aspects, which is good. In a way, it kind of reminds me of, I guess the example I gave on Twitter was like the Eisendrache, the fact that it's sort of like 5, 6, 7 p.m, not quite dark yet, but about to go dark, so very gloomy aesthetic, but it's proof that it can work in Zombies, is my point. You know, kind of like Ascension. So yeah, I'm quite excited. It's funny because this part here, it kind of looks like Transit in a weird way, and then you've got the jet gun down here just chilling. But yeah, moodier visual tone to the map, gorier set dressings, which I'm a big fan of. They've actually gone through and changed some of the zombie models, so it doesn't quite look as copy-paste, because the funny thing is, Liberty Falls was made for Zombies first. I know there is a multiplayer map that uses assets from it, but it's not the multiplayer map first. Multiplayer is copying Zombies, technically. They turned it into a multiplayer map. So this was all, and it was actually made first before Terminus, which is kind of wild. So they do have a lot of love and appreciation for this map, so they want to make sure it's done right, which, you know, I can respect. That's why they've gone through and actually made some changes. It's also very close to the recent outbreak, like it says here, chaos of a very recent dimensional breach. So that's why it doesn't look super chaotic like some Zombies maps do. You know, it's not like Transit where the Earth has literally been blown up by nukes. This is sort of more like Walking Dead in a way, where it's very post-apocalyptic, first year of the outbreak type of thing. Additional atmospheric elements related to the map's main quest will also be present throughout Liberty Falls as players begin to solve the mysteries waiting for them in the wake of the undead incursion. There might be a brand new Easter egg song, of course, from Kevin Sherwood. There is confirmed to be one on each map, which is very cool. And then here we have a picture of the Black Ops 6 HUD. Now, funny enough, there's a very, very, very similar image that they released a while back. This is the one. And you can actually see, this is what it looked like before. So it was very cluttered. There is the emote wheel that still exists, I assume, but everything does look very generic. There are these weird gaps between the perks that look strange. The Gobblegums just being there is kind of a bit odd. The minimap, obviously. And they did cover the round counter with this, but this obviously isn't in the HUD. But then we look at the new HUD, and honestly, this looks a lot better. Now, they don't have Gobblegums active, so we can't see what they look like currently. There's probably something out there, but this is looking pretty good. I mean, you've got the character icon bottom left, as you can see. The salvage, the HP, and the money, or the points. They're all nice and tidy and snug in the corner. It'd be nice if they had sort of more of a effect to them, so they're not just a static white. I think that's the main thing. If anyone does complain, they'll probably say something like that. But this is definitely an improvement. And I mean, look at the perks as well. They look more like Cold War, where there's not a giant gap between each one. Melee Macchiato looks fucking cool there as well. Can't wait to use that. And yeah, overall, it's pretty sleek. If we just tab in and out between the two, so you can see the side by side. It's a very subtle difference, but you can kind of see that it's a bit bigger on the bottom left, actually, compared to before. But also, I want to emphasize the fact that you can turn the minimap off, like you see here. You can turn off anything, the medals. We're going to get a lot of customization. So if you want to play with no HUD, feel free. So yeah, character portraits added to the lower left, general alignment and color adjustments made across the entire HUD, perk icons positioned closer, zombie-specific widgets added for certain in-game actions, so like Gobblegums and stuff. In-game GobbleGum reward animation added, which is very big. I don't think we've seen the animation yet, but just making it more like Black Ops 3, in the fact that it has an animation, or like Elixirs in BO4, That's very important, or even like Fate and Fortune cards from IW Zombies. So it doesn't just feel like you're calling in a score streak, which, to be honest, that's what Gobblegums were. They were always just like score streaks, but they were more zombified and didn't feel like them. Because let's be honest, if you look back at Specialists, which were introduced in Black Ops 3 multiplayer, the Ragnarok DG4 and Horizon Drock is literally just a copy-paste, but a slightly more zombified version of the gravity spikes from multiplayer. And I mean, the same goes for obviously the Annihilator. So, you know, it's more about, it's not the fact that we're taking things from multiplayer or even Warzone, but it's more multiplayer. It's the fact that they don't feel like multiplayer aspects, they just feel like zombies because they've been renamed or zombified or whatever. And this is what I mean by the finishing touches, because this is very promising. Visibility sliders added to allow players to fine-tune or completely disable additional HUD elements, including score feed, medals, notifications, minimap opacity, weapon and equipment information, and more. So literally, if you want, turn everything off, except for like perks maybe. I assume that's an option. Perks and the round counter, and then the ammo. And there you go. That would be your HUD. There's really going to be like a customization option for every type of player. This right here looks fucking sick. The Mangler is all like purple and zombified. And you've got the amalgamation down there. A tour of Terminus. Funny enough, named after the same name as the prison from Walking Dead. And the prison from Walking Dead was inspiration for Mob of the Dead. So it's weird how things work out like that. Especially since Mob of the Dead is one of the maps that Kevin Drew actually worked on. He also worked on Ancient Evil, I believe, which is fucking cool because I love both of those maps. From the long disused mining tunnels to its use as a World War II resupply depot, to the structures built as part of a shuttered CIA black site, there's a wealth of discoveries to be made across Terminus Island, given the more recent evidence of heinous biological experimentations led by the nefarious Project Janus group. Our newly freed Requiem crew, which is who we'll be playing as, will need to stay on their toes. This is the cells and guard stations. So this is basically just like telling you where everything is on the map, more or less. It's like it's explaining the layout, but it's something that you wouldn't actually understand fully unless you played it for yourself, which, again, I haven't. Which is why me reading this, I don't feel like it's spoiling much because, yeah, like, it's very cool, but we've got, like, the living quarters here, the Overlook Control Center. The coolest part, though, the Sea Tower, this is quite sick. Gun battery. The giant gun turret thing looks so cool. Like something out of Star Wars, which is funny because it's a World War II vintage gun, but a lot of Star Wars stuff was sort of based on World War II aesthetics and then just made futuristic. The sea caves and the mining tunnels, this part looks really cool, giving me like Shangri-La vibes. The biolab, which for me, it kind of takes me back to Exo Zombies in a way, with sort of like the experimentation being shown and this just giant middle area. Got the inclined lift and maglev elevator. So this is where the Pack-a-Punch is. And you can actually take the Pack-a-Punch above ground. I think it's near where the turret is, unless I'm mistaken. It's somewhere like around here, but maybe I'm wrong. It could be closer to the sea tower, perhaps. But it's cool that you can have the Pack-a-Punch either here or up there, depending on where you want it. So if you're training down here, you're obviously going to want the Pack-a-Punch close by. Also very cool that we just have an elevator that I'm assuming we can use. Then we've got the shipwreck. Like, this map is massive. There is a lot to this map. I've kind of hoped that they add survival maps for this map because of how big it is. I mean, the last map that was, well, the biggest map we've had, I think, is Transit, right? And that's the only map to have survival maps from Treyarch. And this is going to be bigger than Transit in theory. So surely we get survival maps back, dude. The Outer Islands, this is cool because you can just go and like visit a bunch of this shit. We've got the weapon thingamabob, the new machine they've got for it. It actually talks, like an ammo crate over here. And then we've got the Liberty Falls breakdown over here. So again, like looking at this is on one of the special rounds. This looks like Zombies, dude. The atmosphere of Liberty Falls, which takes place concurrently with the aftermath of the dimensional breach over on Terminus Island. So it takes place after Terminus, which is also another reason why I want to play Terminus first. Although it does say concurrently. Wait, that means like at the same time, right? Oh yes, it literally does mean at the same time. Okay, so ignore that, but I'm still playing Terminus first. Feels a world away from the dark, stormy waters of the Philippine Sea and the massive concrete prison Grigori Weaver and his crew are fighting to escape from. Didn't know his name was Grigori. It's kind of like Gregory, but spelt with an I, like an Italian version. But players must explore the once idyllic, now horrific, small West Virginian town of Liberty Falls, whose residents have either fled or barricaded themselves into the settlement. So I'm really hoping we get to see a bunch of like the people around the map sort of getting killed by zombies. I think we do, at least on Terminus. I hope we have that on this map too. By the time you arrive under the watchful eye of Project Janus security chief John Blancard, the town is overrun and the battle seems well and truly lost, but obviously we're gonna be able to fight back. So here we go, the Pump and Pay. That is a very sus sounding name. Yeah, this is like the gas station. Looks very cool. This is what we originally like first saw. You can see the church in the background. Just the aesthetic looks cool to me, man. It's a nice setting for a zombies map. We've not really had a modern-y kind of aesthetic like this. Because I wouldn't say this feels like Modern Warfare even close, so I'm not comparing it to MWZ. I'm comparing this more to like Transit or Die Rise or any other map that takes place in like a real world environment. Just like a small village. This is kind of like what, imagine if we could play at the village at the bottom of the Horizon, like at the bottom of the lifts. Begin your battles against the swarms of rotting townspeople from a gas station rooftop. So that's where we start. So it's kind of like Mauer in a way, how we like start on top. Then you got the Motor Lodge, the cool looking hotel. Funny enough, it's kind of like Mauer. Ollie's Comics. This is going to be the coolest place because we've got like a custom trap here, which is basically the Homelander trap. Laser eyes that will just kill zombies. And here you can actually see the Black Ops 1 guy. Fuller's Liberty Lanes, bowling, and then you've got the Mr. Peaks. This just reminds me of FNAF, to be honest. Bonnie Bowl, like it's literally the same as Security Breach. They got the bunny with the, yeah, I mean, I like it, I like it. Savings and loan, so this is like the bank area. I think this is where the vault was, that you can actually go in. And then the Holy Falls Church, which, not the buried church, just a very iconic looking church. And it has the Pack-a-Punch, or like the Dark Ether portal to go into it, and it just looks very cool. It's got this almost religious connotation to it, where you go into it and then all of a sudden you're blown away by the aesthetic of just, instead of it only being the stained glass windows, you've got this whole purple dark ether corruption. The Alamo, judging by the sandbags, razor wire and other defenses, the bank's rooftop is where the last surviving members of the Project Janus response teams made their last stand. You'll find everything you need here. Okay, so this is going to be a major area for like the Easter egg, I would assume. We've got like something here, and then all of these from Mauer to Toten, the zip lines, which is cool. I'm glad we get those back. Fast travel is very important, but here's what I'm excited for. Augments. Pull this up on the big screen. Actually, I'll just read it real quick. So it says, augments are unlockable gameplay advantages you can apply to every Perk-a-Cola, ammo mod, and field upgrade in the game, and provide a rich and innovative customization experience, allowing you to invest into research between matches. So it's kind of similar to MWZ's research mechanic, but I'd say it's way cooler, to be honest, because you actually buff like all the different things you have. It's similar to the Vanguard Covenants. There are 108 augments available to unlock and equip at launch, so there will be more. 48 for perks, because there's 8 perks, each one can have 6 augments. Oh, that's so good. Ammo mods, 5, each with 6 augments. So each individual thing has so many options. I'm going to make a lot of videos on this because this is like the coolest thing to me. You can really customize what your jug or healing aura or whatever decides to do, or your blast furnace or whatever ammo mods are in the game. So yes, these are the actual augments, the ones that we take in. So we can take these into a different game and sort of like use what we have. It looks really cool having this whole flask thing here, by the way. Like just seeing the actual jug liquid. We don't really ever get to see the liquid on the inside of the perks. And yeah, I'm excited to just experiment with all of these and see what they do and find new metas and shit. But researching and choosing augments, here we go. Key to unlocking the full potential of your loadouts is augment research. Once you research and unlock individual augments, they can be chosen before the start of a match for each individual perk, ammo mod, or field upgrade. To start researching an augment, simply select which item you'd like to research in the menu and start earning XP in-game to make progress towards it. Okay, so you have to play in-game to earn them, which I'm fine with that, because, you know, just get zombie kills, get high rounds or whatever. So as you can see here for Energy Mine, also we have Dark Flare, which is a brand new field upgrade, which I'm actually quite excited for. It looks quite cool. We've not got any Ring of Fire this time round, so high rounds will actually, in theory, be a bit more difficult. I know a lot of people got to like round 50 or whatever at COD Next, but I'm talking like round 100. I think it will be a bit more challenging, other than, you know, infinite damage wonder weapons or whatever, because we didn't need Ring of Fire for those back in like Black Ops 3. So for Energy Mine then, frequency boost, increased detonation count, and duration of Energy Mine. So yeah, you can choose one of the yellow and one of the blue, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong about that. So if I wanted, I could take... Oh, I guess I've got to unlock all of them by getting killed. So this will be the last one you unlock. But you choose whichever one you want to have first, I guess. If I had one yellow, one blue, we'll just do the first two. Increase detonation count and duration. And it would also split into 3 mines instead that scatter and detonate 1 time for each one. So 3 separate explosions. Or alternatively, I could have the same increased detonation count and duration, but instead of it detonating, the energy mine becomes a whole ass turret that starts shooting, which is really cool. Like, augments are sick, man. Augments are really sick. So yeah, each item has 2 available augment slots, 1 for a major, 1 for a minor. So people are going to do like different augment setups and stuff for videos. I mean, I'm definitely going to do that. Best augments for Jug or whatever. Speaking of Jug, hello. Oh yeah, of course, the major augments are going to give you a big change to what the actual ability does. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's more important. The minor one could be more useful. But yeah, here's the one for Jug. Retaliation. Deal bonus damage while health is low. That's quite cool. So if we're not going to have double tap in the game, we still have weapon tiers, but at least we're able to get extra damage from having this as a passive effect. Like if I have Jug on my character, which everyone's going to have every game, naturally I'm going to do more damage when I get a little bit low. That's cool. I mean, as long as your health regen isn't super duper fast, then you'll actually be able to make use of that. Or maybe it will help out if you're about to go down, clearing out that one zombie when you only have a few bullets left before you're going to reload. Slightly increase maximum health with Jug. Oh, interesting. Nearby enemies are stunned when armor plate breaks. Armor acts as a shield on your back, completely absorbing damage to your back. No damage mitigation when hit from the front. This is literally Victoria's Tortoise, right? The turtle shell. That's sick. That's a cool one. I'm glad they added that. Armor plates have more damage mitigation and then slightly increased armor durability. That's cool because thematically armor and Jug kind of go in like hand in hand. Because to me, that was one of the coolest parts of Cold War. I did like the fact that you could upgrade each weapon class and each perk, so it would, you know, different tiers of each one. It was just once you did all of them, they were very redundant. And unless you completely reset all your stats, you just have the most OP version of each one now. Also, yeah, it's important to note that how they stack with each one, like how each different augment is going to stack on top of each other. So if you have, you know, an augment for every single one of your perks and you've got all 8, think of the wombo combos, dude, with whatever you've got. I can't wait to find out what the hell some of them the augments are for like PhD or for melee macchiato. Am I going to be able to like have large AoE damage effects melee, kind of like the Chrysalax? Maybe pair it with PhD. Am I going to be able to make zombies explode when I melee them? Who knows, dude? Maybe with dead wire or whatever. Can I chain lightning them? See, for all the people saying they're not excited for Black Ops 6 Zombies, have you factored in all of the stuff that the game actually has to offer? Because honestly, just the augments alone is enough to get me hyped. Yeah, we've got 8 perks for Black Ops 6. They did get rid of Mule Kick, but I have a feeling they're going to bring it back in an augment. I'm only halfway down this fucking thing, dude. Holy shit. I was going to put this at the end of the town video, but at this point I might as well turn it into its own thing. Yeah, I've actually been recording this part more than I have the town gameplay, so... Okay, so this is what all the perks do. Jug increases max health by 100. So you go from, I assume, like a 3 hit down to a 5 hit. And then if you have that one augment from earlier on Jug, then you get a 6 hit down plus armor. So that could end up being quite OP, but who knows? We're not factoring in like mini boss zombies and the fact the damage scales as the game goes on. So for high rounds, that might not mean much. Quick revive, reduce the health regen delay time by 50%. Reduce the time it takes to revive an ally by 50%. That's cool because originally quick revive would just do this, just the reviving. But it's interesting. It doesn't specifically say that for solo it will revive you. I would assume it probably will. Actually, I'm going to have self-revives back. But are they going to be like a passive you just sort of get to begin with? Who knows? Speed-Cola increase reload and armor replating speed bonus by 30%. Interesting, because Speed-Cola before used to decrease the time it takes to reload by 50%. So technically it got nerfed, unless it's also like that on Cold War, and then it's just kind of the same. But it's also the armor replating speed, which is going to be big. And there is an augment, I think, that basically just lets you put armor on by itself without having to replate. Maybe I'm wrong about that. We'll see. But being able to just at least do it faster, I don't mind having to physically put the armor on. We already have to physically drink the perks, so it's not that out of the ordinary. Stamina up, increased move speed, probably like the same multiplier as it was before, and I imagine the augments will make it as OP as it was in Cold War. PhD immunity to all self-inflicted damage and status effects. Dive to prone triggers an explosion. increases the higher you fall. Okay, like Cold War. Immunity from fall damage while diving prone. So not in general. I'm assuming one of the augments will let you just have permanent immunity. Sorry, my voice keeps cracking. I've been talking for so long. I need to drink more. Jesus, dude. Oh, I'm still doing it. Dead shot. Aiming down sight moves to enemy critical location, increases crit damage. That's huge. That's what I wanted to see back, because I absolutely love new dead shot. It's one of the best aspects of new zombies. Elemental pop. Every bullet you fire has a small chance to apply a random mod effect, which is cool, but sometimes it can mess you up. I mean, at least in this game, the ammo mods will give you points, unlike using Elemental Pop in Black Ops 3 mods, for example. Melee Macchiato. Replace the weapon gun butt with a deadly punch that sends enemies flying. So it is kind of like the Origins Thunder Fists, and we do have a dedicated melee weapon, or melee button now, kind of like COD Mobile. So it's the gun butt to start off with, but we get a whole deadly punch. So it's not a completely useless perk, because if you're going to add a melee only perk, you can't make it so that you have to have a melee weapon. Instead, they're basically giving you a melee weapon, which I love. I'm going to be looking forward to trying it out, especially like using it against the Mangler or the Amalgamation, see how I can melee him down. Probably get destroyed. They have the details for each specific perk. Wow, they actually tell you. Major augments for Jug, slightly increase max health. Turtle shell, armor acts as a shield. Oh yeah, we saw all these ones. When armor plate breaks, stunned nearby. It's cool that you got one to increase for durability, so if you want the durability over the damage, might be better. Or I guess they have more damage mitigation, so you choose which one you'd want instead. Stamina up. Immune to fall damage. Oh, so it's not in PhD, it's in stamina up. I suppose it makes sense. Kind of like the free fall boots from Portal. Dasher. Increased tactical sprint duration. Not sure how I feel about tech sprint being in zombies, but Walk faster while aiming. I don't think anyone on the planet is going to be using this one because these two just seem much better. Like starting the game, immediately immune to fall damage, or just having a long attack sprint. I mean, I already hip fire a lot anyway, so while attack sprinting, projectile damage is reduced. Oh, so you take like less damage while in the super sprint. So there's probably a boss that shoots at you then. Or I guess like the Mangler. Quarterback. Use equipment while sprinting. Seems alright, but yeah, these are the minor ones. Hot foot. Gain a speed boost after your equipment kills an enemy. That could be quite good. Well, if equipment is as strong as it was in Cold War, or even remotely close, just gaining like a movement speed boost to like run away from the zombies. Because on high rounds on Cold War, they used to sprint incredibly fast, like transit super sprinters. That could be a good way to close the gap. Speed Cola. Reload weapons and replate armor faster. Field upgrades recharge a bit faster. That's cool. So this is all going to be about speed, I imagine. Reload speed is even faster, right? So you can go back to the original reload. So yeah, the classic formula. Nice. If you want the original Speed Cola, you can just take the original Speed Cola, and it will still do the armor thing for you as well. Phantom reload weapon magazines are slowly refilled over time. That's cool. It's not quite as good as it would be in an older COD Zombies game because, well, it just doesn't matter as much. We've got ammo mod, or not ammo mods, ammo packs and whatever ammo crates. Mystery box settles faster, swap weapons faster, or deploy equipment faster. All of these are kind of meh. I think I'll probably go for the mystery box one just because impatient, especially on the jet gun map. Deadshot. Dead head, further increase critical damage even more. Interesting. Dead first, double crit damage if an enemy is at full health. Oh, I like that. That reminds me of something from a different game, but I can't quite remember what it was. Or Dead Again. Hey, same name as the Rise and Drake Easter egg song. Banger. Critical hits have a chance of adding a bullet to your magazine. This is cool. That's kind of like Vulture Raid in a way, almost. Kind of. Not really, but sort of. It's a bit more like one of the custom perks from the Reapers collection mod on Black Ops 3. I forget which one it is. Then we've got increased damage to armor pieces. So if you're playing a map where there's a lot of heavy armor enemies, maybe we go this one. Dead draw, reduce hip fire spread. Probably won't go that one because I don't really care that much. Or Dead Set. Reduce gun movement while performing advanced movement. I'll probably go the increased damage. Why would I not, you know? Quick Revive. Recover health and revive allies faster. Reviving an ally allows them to keep all of the perks on their bleed out bar. So not just all of their perks, but the ones that are on the bar. Okay. Because normally there's, I think, 4 of them on there. equivalent exchange. Killing an enemy while down will revive you and remove quick revive. This can be done up to 3 times. Oh, interesting. Okay, so maybe this is going to be the solo choice. So if you want it for solo, you have to specifically go it for solo almost. And then wait, Dying Wish from BO4. Oh, so they've got Tortoise back and Dying Wish. On lethal damage, become immune to all damage for 2 seconds and keep 1 health. Quick revive is removed on use. That's so cool. I wonder what the cooldown's going to be on that, or if it's just a one-time thing per game. But either way, that's really interesting. I mean, it's only for 2 seconds, so not quite as OP as it was on BO4, because I think that was like a solid 5 seconds. And we've got reviving an ally increases both of your movement speed. I liked that in Cold War for co-op. Reviving an ally heals you to full health. Might be a bit meaningless unless you're getting hit when reviving, but yeah, I guess you'd go increase your time in last stand. That would make more sense. And then you kill the zombies and then go for the revive after instead. Elemental pop. We're over halfway. Citrus focus. If a weapon has an ammo mod applied, elemental pop will only activate that one. That's really cool. So it will apply, if you have blast furnace, it will apply it more often and not give you a bunch of random shit. Oh, that's cool. I like that. I can't wait until someone mods Augments into Black Ops 3. But just for Black Ops 6 alone, this is a sick feature. Imperil Peach, I love these names. I think Elemental Pop has the coolest names. Like Volnera Bean, this just sounds like Vanilla Bean. Pineapple Blast, dude, I'd drink Pineapple Blast. Chillberry, oh, you're making me thirsty now. Imperil Peach, enemies that hit you have a chance to trigger a random ammo mod. Oh, so when you get slapped as well, that's cool. Wonder how often that is. Electric Cherry is just built into it. Oh, right. So reloading it creates an electric damage thing. So just like how it worked in Cold War. So if you want it to be like that, Volnera Bean, slightly increase enemy elemental weakness damage. That's cool because I do actually really like the elemental weakness thing. So I'm glad that's confirmed to be returning. Because if you remember in Cold War, if you had dead wire against like the megatons, it would do a ton more damage. Or I think, was it brain rot against the mimics would completely shred them as well. Pineapple Blast. Equipment can also trigger a random ammo mod. Chill Berry, slightly reduce all ammo mod cooldowns. Those are quite cool. Alright, that's alright. I'd probably go with the bean, but I mean the cooldown might be good too. PhD, Gravity MD, just falling from heights creates explosions. That's nice. So you just fall and it will just kaboom. That's cool. Instead of having to actually dolphin dive. Attack sprint knocks down and damages base zombies. Oh, that's sick. So you just like ram into them. Kind of like the rocket shield from Shadows of Evil. And then PhD slider. That's sliding into enemies creates the explosions. Okay. So you pick and choose which PhD you want really. Become immune to environmental damage while sliding. Slightly reduce height and distance. Requirements for explosions. That could end up being quite good because it means you don't have to fall as far or whatever. And then sliding distance and speed are increased. Oh, and speed are increased. If you pair that with stamina up then, you could end up going super fast. Like you just slide further and faster. Because that was kind of what it was like in Cold War, you know, you slid really fast on tier 5. Melee Macchiato, this is the one I've been interested in, like the most. Espresso, love these names because I'm already a big fan of coffee. All melee attacks are slightly faster. Oh yes. So if you are using a melee weapon, this will be even more strong. Vampiric Extraction. Melee attacks heal a small amount of your health. Okay, so like some lifesteal. Triple shot. Your punch can hit multiple enemies at once. I knew it. I called the AoE effect thing, dude. That's so cool. Because that is exactly what I wanted. Stick and move. Backpedal speed is increased after a successful melee attack. Backpedal speed? Oh, like when you melee and it sort of slows you for a second. So like the time between or whatever. Melee kills reload a portion of your held weapon. That's quite cool because it is a separate button. It's not like you have to have a different slot for the melee. And then your punch can one-hit kill normal enemies for longer. Wonder what round that will actually go up to. Okay, and then ammo mods and augments. Alright, so we've got Brain Rot is back. Doing the same thing. Okay, Cryo Freeze, Bullet Steel Frost damage. Again, same thing. Dead Wire electric damage. Each bullet has a chance to stun any normal and special enemy, and it generates the electric damage field. Napalm Burst, same thing. Shadow Rift though, the brand new one, which looks really cool. It's like a void. It makes more sense than Shatter Blast anyway. I much prefer it. It's more elemental, not just random kaboom. But I mean, they'll probably add Shatter Blast someday anyway. Bullets deal shadow damage. Each bullet has a chance to spawn a black hole if striking normal or special enemies. What, like a Apothecon Servant black hole? Or a Gersh device? Because that would be sick. Warping nearby zombies away and dropping some from the air at high speed. So I'm assuming that will kill them. But yeah, we don't unlock Shadow Rift until level 44. That's kind of a shame. Oh, interesting. We don't even get... So you have to actually level up to unlock all of these. Which, was that a thing in Cold War? I don't think it was. I think you just had all the ammo mods from the beginning, but you just had to upgrade them, like, with the crystals. But, I mean, maybe when you prestige, you don't have to perma-unlock these, but if you do, I'll probably go with Shadow Rift if it's good. They don't look like that bad anyway, because you start with Dead Wire, and Dead Wire is always very solid. And then the ammo mod Augments. So for Brain Rot, Charmed Enemy has a chance to turn other enemies. Okay, so it can spread more. Charmed Enemy distracts nearby zombies and special ones for a short time. Oh, so they had like a monkey bomb almost. That could be very good. It could also be very annoying if you don't want that. And then this one, Brain Rot can charm elite enemies. Does that mean it can charm like the big giant Terminus water enemy thing? I don't think so, but what would an elite enemy like be? Was a mangler maybe? And these ones are Brain Rot duration is slightly increased, cooldown reduced. I think the cooldown could be more important. Go cooldown and then go like the chance to turn other enemies as well. That could be very good. You could have a ton of them on the map. Have your own horde, basically. And this one is Charmed Enemies explode at the end. So literally like a monkey bomb. Cryo Freeze can slow elite enemies. Enemies that are killed while frozen may leave a cloud that slows enemies, or enemies are frozen in place. So you either choose to freeze all zombies or slow elite ones and slow regular ones. I think that one would probably be better. Slightly increase for slow duration, slightly increase damage to frozen enemies, or slightly increase your chance for cryo freeze. Okay, so these are all going to be generally the same, I think. Yeah, like the minor ones for Dead Wire, slightly more damage, cooldown reduced, and it lasts longer. The major ones, stunned enemy can spread the stun to others. Dead Wire can stun elite enemy, so each one can actually affect the elites as well. Or a bolt of lightning strikes from above, stunning all normal and special enemies in the area. What the fuck? That's like something from Ancient Evil, or like the BO4 Thor hammer thing. Napalm Burst, this one can burn elites, increase the damage, or they explode on death, spreading the fire. Ooh, that's quite cool. Increase the burn duration. Each damage tick has a small chance to spread to a nearby enemy, and the burn effect deals more damage. Wait, increase burn effect damage, and burn effect deals more damage. Oh, the initial burn effect, right. So you can double up on the damage if you want. And then Shadow Rift, which I don't really know much about. Oh yeah, other than well, I know what it does now, but never seen gameplay of it. Can activate on elites. Warp one enemy that deals shadow damage to others, or enemies that are dropped from portals will explode on contact. So as soon as they hit the ground, they go kaboom. That sounds pretty good. Explosive rain. And there's this one. Cooldown reduced. Dropped enemies will fall on other enemies. And the Singularity's lethal radius is increased and can kill more enemies. Supermassive explosive rain could be good. And then field upgrades and augments. Oh my god. Phase into the dark ether, becoming hidden from enemy detection. Repair armor and blah blah blah. Okay, so all of these do basically the same thing. Except dark flare. You generate a massive energy beam that deals lethal shadow damage. So again, we've got the shadow thingy. You can go a shadow class if you want. I wonder what shadow damage is going to do. Like what it's going to be strong against. Maybe like the amalgamation, but I would think Brain Rot maybe? The beam penetrates everything in its path. Ether Shroud. Nearby players are also cloaked. That's great for co-op then. Burst Dash. You warp forward a short distance, killing all enemies. That's kind of like the teleport from Exo Zombies. Teleport grenade. Void Sheath. Swap to your dedicated melee weapon and it's imbued with dark ether energy. Oh, what the fuck? So your melee becomes dark ethery. Kills allow you to stay in Ether Shroud for longer. That sounds so cool. So if you have Melee Macchiato, it becomes dark ethery, and then the more kills you get, the longer you're in the Ether Shroud. So you could permanently be in it if you keep getting kills, hypothetically speaking. These ones, activation instantly reloads your currently held weapon, increased max charge, or duration slightly increased. Okay, I might stop reading the minor ones because they're all basically the same. Dark Flare, okay, this is the unique one. Oh yeah, and the levels that you unlock these, by the way, you get Energy Mine straight away. Ether Shroud is the last one. I'm glad we get Dark Flare sooner because I want to use that as soon as possible. Significantly increase for duration. Beam is replaced with a sphere instead, but damages nearby enemies as it travels, like a moving ball. And when it detonates at the end, or the beam heals and revives other players. Okay. Increase the size of the beam, slows enemies, max charges. Increase max charges by one's cool, so you get to use it a bit extra. Nice. Frenzied Guard, doing the same thing, gives you full armor, which is nice. Teammates can also repair armor from kills while near you. Oh, what the fuck? Teammates can also repair armor from kills while near you. So if you kill a zombie, they can repair their armor slightly. Oh, if they drop them on the floor, I guess. Oh, interesting. So you not only do you get the drops of armor, they get them as well. So not only do you get the full armor, they can also regenerate or replenish some of their armor too. Trigger an explosion on activation. Okay, so it becomes an actual offensive thing. Normal enemies that melee are damaged and knocked down. That's kind of like on Cold War, tier 5. And then when frenzied, use ammo from the stock. Interesting. So that's like Ring of Fire. And yeah, it's called Frenzy Fire. It's the mix of Frenzy and Ring of Fire. Repair more armor per kill, increase the duration, and repair all nearby enemy or nearby teammates to full. Okay, so if you go that, you don't really need this one. So you can go one support and one like offensive if you want. Or if you really wanted, you could double down if a teammate gets full armor and then instantly gets damaged for some reason. Healing Aura. Heal all nearby players immediately. Okay, so it's just a generic healing everything. Good. All affected players have their health regen delay reduced and their rate of healing increased. Beams and healing effects persist for a short time. And revive players keep all perks on their bleed out bar. Okay. And then affected player damage is slightly increased. Damage slightly mitigated if they're healed. And then special and elite are stunned while normal enemies are knocked down. Interesting. That could be quite good as a defensive thing. Maybe even for solo if you end up taking too much damage. And finally, energy mine. Scatter splits into 3. Oh yeah, we already read this one. Nice. Round-based zombies match preparation. Locate the loadout option in the weapons menu. It's here you'll choose and save your zombies loadouts. Right, so it is kind of like COD Mobile in a way. There's an actual dedicated zombies loadout thing. Although, I mean, you have it on Cold War and stuff anyway, but I really like the look of the menu as well. Looks quite cool. The GobbleGum just sort of sitting over here. So this is kind of just for people who don't know about zombies in general. You can choose which one you want to spawn in with. This part though, your second loadout weapon is a close quarters armament with no ranged ordnance. So you have a dedicated like melee weapon here, which is quite cool. So I wish Cold War had that because they added so many melee weapons, but why would I ever use them? Because why would I spawn in with a baseball bat? Even though I love, you know, like the Walking Dead Negan moment, I'd rather just spawn in with a gallo and just, you know, BOP. Might as well, you know? So it's nice, it gives you more variety. If you get any of these, I'm assuming they'll add DLC melee weapons, we can actually utilize them. And you got field upgrade, and yeah, all of this makes sense. GobbleGum packs, blah, blah, blah. Loadouts, the tacticals unlock. So we do have Symbol Monkeys and Casimir's returning. 48, that's bad. So I'm assuming level 50 is maximum. All right, we start out with Concussion. Stim Shot might be quite good. Decoys are going to be a good temporary. But you get Symbol Monkeys at level 18, so... And then here is what they look like. Obviously, we already know what the monkeys look like. I don't know why they're level 18. It's in order, and then the monkeys are sort of just slotted in here. Oh, it costs 1,000 salvage if you... Oh, you can build them as well, right. But you also unlock them at the player level. So you can't salvage build them until you get to that XP. Accessed via ground loot or a crafting table. Okay, so you can pull them from the box and stuff, or if you get them from loot. And they do the same thing, that's cool. Assuming the Casimir will count as shadow damage. And the lethal weapons, combat axe. Don't know why it's the final unlock, but it must be level 55 then, or 60. I'll probably be going with Molotovs or thermo grenades. Who knows, maybe I'll go with stickies. I mean, you unlock them at level 9, and to be honest, they were pretty OP in Cold War. So, and this is what they all look like. They all look pretty cool. Support equipment. This is stuff you can actually use, which is interesting in the zombies. So kind of like in Cold War, you had, you know, the streaks. You can have an Arc XD, the armor plate, of course. LDBR, that's interesting. You call in like a strike and then you got a Hellstorm. That's fucking wild. You get the Hellstorm immediately and the armor plates immediately, but the Arc is at level 5 and then this one is at 21. Missile bombardment in a targeted area. That is interesting. I don't really like using Hellstorm much, so I might go with this one. It's a targeted area, so I mean, if you're training where you want to train, just do it there. As long as you have PhD, you won't damage yourself. Oh, and then we have these cool things. This is actually really interesting. And it tells you which one they're in. So the Mangler Cannon is in zombies, but not multiplayer. Sentry's in both. Obviously, all of these are in zombies, but yeah. Sentry, Mangler Cannon, Chopper Gunner, and Mutant Injection. Mutant Injection. Oh, here we go. Self-revives. Use when down to revive yourself. Maximum of 3 craftables per match. Okay, so they have... But they've capped it to 3. That's all they did. Yes, I remember now. So Sentry Turret that's quite cool. Level 12. You get self-revive straight away, which is nice. So it's good for solo players. You don't have to wait. Mangler Cannon is cool as hell, but you only get it on level 20, which is a bit of a shame. You can also get it in-game per match, or maybe you can't, because you can build it in-game. Yeah, no, when it says cost to build, I assume that means once you've unlocked it, you can actually use a Mangler Cannon for the first time. That's so cool. Temporarily transforms you into a Mangler with all the bells and whistles. Yeah, not only can you get the cannon, you can pick up the cannon off dead Manglers as well, by the way. So that is a free option temporarily. But yeah, if you want to just become a full-on Mangler though, and like charge into enemies and stuff, and that's a thing, level 39. And then here we go, the Gobblegums. Holy guacamole. So yeah, we've got a lot of different ones. They have these different effects in the background. So someone, I think it was Stanley557, actually deciphered what all of them mean. The completely smooth ones are just straight up effects, like give you more shields, take ammo from the stock, idolize, you know, no one can see you, or the near death. Like they're all like passive effects, I think. And then the spotty ones are things you have to actually buy to enable. So like soda fountain, you have to buy stuff to get the extra perks. Wall power, you buy to get a pack-a-punch gun. Crate power, you buy again. Wunderbar, you buy to get the wonder weapon from the mystery box, which is fucking sick as an ultra. Also, I like this little Mr. Pig's gum, the heart one at the bottom left. That's cute. And then I think the stripy ones are the activate and it will do something. So it'll give you an insta-kill, it will teleport you away, spawn in all the power-ups. It will... This one, I don't remember what that is. I think it instantly tier 3s your weapon or something. Whimsical. We've got indigestion. Indigestion. Are they dying from farting? Because that is something I did see on Plants vs. Zombies 2. I watched a bit of gameplay a while back, and there is like a plant that you can use that basically does that. So if that's the same in this, I'm gonna laugh my ass off, dude. And Newtonian negation is back, which pair that with the one fucking thing that basically drops them from the sky. That would be quite cool. We got raindrops. Wunderbar is cool, so if you do have that, you don't have to spend years getting the mystery box to actually get access to the wonder weapon. There aren't any classics this time, but that's because they're all consumable, which is interesting. But I mean, I don't mind it. I think you can like craft them and stuff anyway. I think we'll go into that now. So yeah, availability. As discussed in previous blogs, they're single-use power-ups that are chosen and kept in your loadout in packs of 5. Additional ones are earned in a variety of ways, including simply by killing the zombies and surviving rounds. Hopefully better than liquid divinium. I mean, it should be because you actually get them straight away. But yeah, you actually unlock them. Okay. So you can get all of these as earnables, but the rest of them, I'm guessing we have to have a special way to get them. Because yeah, 54 hidden power. Is that like the specialist of the map or something? 51 wunderbar, obviously the wonder weapon. So you can just get that passively and then you'll just have it. Well, I mean, you have to actually like use them or craft them or whatever, but oh, and it actually tells you the details of each one. Okay. I'll let anyone read these if they want to, because my voice is a bit dead now. But we already know what like all the rare ones do. Yeah, they're all the same. Arson accelerator, field upgrade, charges faster. Instead of specialist, unfortunately there's no specialist, but epics, nowhere but there, teleport to a random down player. Wait, nowhere but there, but it's called nowhere but here on here. Interesting, slight spelling mistake. Exit strategy, activate exfil vote immediately. Reduce zombie spawns during exfil. That's actually quite a cool one because there is no way to just exfil at whatever round you want. It's every like 5, right? And it's only after round 10. So if you're stupid and accidentally miss it, but why would you take that as one of the gums, I guess? Maybe if you were speed running? Actually, yeah, no, if you're speed running, this will be your favorite GobbleGum because it will just end the game when you want to. Like if you're trying to beat something in a specific amount of time, and then instead of having to wait to exfil like 4 more rounds, you can just go then. And other than that, they all look fine. Firing weapons consumes no ammo, but doesn't work with wonder weapons. That's kind of a shame. Legendary Gobblegums. Okay, different naming this time. These ones are called Ultra. Yep, all of these kind of know what they do. I only get 1 fire sale for this one though, which is interesting. Wall buys cost 10 essence. That's mad. But the Ultra ones, okay. Indigestion, zombies killed experience extreme flatulence. I knew it. That's hilarious. Zombies killed fall straight up. Raindrops spawns all the core power-ups, but only once. Okay. Or I assume there's only 1 activation. Wunderbar is the wonder weapon will be the next hit. Well, it will be a wonder weapon. So if you already have the ray gun, it guarantees you'll get the jet gun on like Liberty Falls, I guess. But if you don't, it could be one or the other. So, I mean, it's a win-win either way. But if you need the jet gun for something, maybe you can earn it in the map anyway, but That's just something to consider. Hidden power. Upgrade your currently held weapon to legendary rarity. Okay. So it's not tier 3 pack, it's max upgrade, which is probably better in terms of how long it takes, because you can get tier 3 pack before you can get gold rarity usually. Near death, we already know. Keep all perks. Hopefully that works on solo. That'll be really good to have again. And then of course, Perk-a-Holic. We all know what that does. And then here we go. Pre-game menu intel. Blah, 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 blah. Coming October 25th. This is the new wonder weapon, which looks really cool. Any wonder weapons you have previously unlocked, along with any associated skins, are displayed here. Oh, it's like the pre-game menu intel. Oh, so you can actually see all the operators and stuff, all the characters. Dedicated crew operator. I like that. So hopefully we get like different ones in the future that are actually dedicated ones, but you can just see Brutus and Klaus over here. Then you got Woods. All right, barracks, progression and zombie intel. Spend time between matches, blah, blah, blah. Player level progression. Okay, so it was 1 to 55. Your camos and all that stuff, zombie intel, audio logs and stuff. At least the story is being told not just from audio logs, because it was way too much on Cold War. They've definitely toned it down, but they're still going to have plenty if you want to like go the extra mile, which I'm sure Milo, Mr. Ruffle Waffles will be happy with that. And yeah, you can listen or read intel again, which is nice. And obviously combat record and everything. And that is it. Oh my god. Yep, I am definitely doing that as a separate video, because there is no way. I was going to put that at the end of the town one, but that will literally just be too much. So yeah, hopefully all of that has been valuable information for you guys. That is basically everything you need to know about Black Ops 6 Zombies. I'll leave it linked in the pinned comment if you'd like to read any of this for yourself. But Jesus Christ, I need to go give my voice a rest now. Thank you all for watching. Please like, subscribe if you haven't already. Check out this video on screen. YouTube says you might like it, and I'll see you in the next one.